What's going on, NBA fans? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. Now, look, we already know the MVP race is heating up in the NBA and it's coming down to Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid. Now, we had some words by former NBA coach George Karl come out and speak on Joel Embiid, gave some comments I felt was a bit disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's his opinion, but I feel that those words was quite disrespectful. So I want to go ahead and talk about those comments by George Karl. Karl, y'all already know. Let's play this intro and then we're going to talk about it and dissect it.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, y'all. If y'all want me just included, make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if y'all like what y'all listening to today. Because I gotta dive into it. Former NBA coach George Karl disrespected Joel Embiid in my mind. Could be a little bit of overreaction, but it is what it is. Joel Embiid has been on a tear for the month of March, and after the All-Star break, has been making a strong push for his MVP case. Now, George Karl sat down, gave his opinion on what the Joel Embiid has been doing as of late, and he had these words to say. And quote, he said, I don't want to badmouth Embiid because I think he's really, really good. A lot of my assistant coaches were in Philadelphia when he was a young player. They kept telling me that he was going to be the best guy to ever play the game. I see him moving in that direction, but he takes too many possessions off. He has lazy body language. He gets angry at things that we don't understand why. I just don't know if he's that NBA pro that we all love because he's a competitive SOB. From what I know in Philadelphia, everybody says he's playing great. In games I've seen, he played really, really well. He's played great in fourth quarters, came up with a lot of comeback wins. I can only like one big guy and take Jokic over Embiid. End quote. Now, look, my thing is you can have your opinions, and that's rightfully so. You can take Joker over Embiid, and that's right. That's fine. But to come out and say that he has a lazy body language, that's kind of a bit far-fetched, in my opinion. If you was giving this, if that was a statement that was given maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I would probably be like, all right, cool. He does have, he does take some possessions off. He is, it was a little bit shaky, you know what I'm saying? But in the last 2 years, the man has been on a tear. He made a strong case last year for MVP last year. And you cannot point. It's not many players in this NBA that don't take plays off. I mean, what? You only getting what? A Patrick Beverly or Russell Westbrook or something like that. It's a small list of players that literally come out and play every single possession like it's their last. It's not a lot of players that come out here and that's going to go 110 miles an hour every single possession. But you know what I'm saying? And to say that he gets angry at things that we don't understand, I don't understand it. Because my thing is this entire NBA, this type of league, this type of game that we love to watch is based on competition. And you want the players that have that fire, that have that competitive edge whenever they go into a game. So, yes, they're going to get mad at some things when the things are not going their way, and rightfully so. These guys expect themselves to go out and produce and play and execute at a high level each and every night. And sometimes Joel Embiid, like any other player, in my opinion, gets ticked off at some things that's going on during the game. Whether he's feeling like he's not getting a lot of calls, whether he feel like, you know what I'm saying, his shot is not falling, or things of that nature, or people talking smack to him and he talking back and celebrating and throwing his hands up and doing all that. To me, I'm perfectly fine with that. Me, that is what the NBA is missing at this particular moment, in my opinion. Can we legit name a rivalry in the NBA? No. We could say there's a few interesting matchups here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Very interesting. Maybe we say the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Very interesting. But there is no legit rivalry in this league at this particular moment, in my opinion. Y'all can correct me. You can go ahead and put it in the comment box if you feel different. That's fine. But as of right now, I don't believe that should be a knock on Joel Embiid, at least for the last 2 seasons. He has not been lazy. The man played with a broken face, a messed up thumb, and a jacked up knee last year. You have to love that. This guy literally broke his face, put on a mask to look like Batman, and came out here to play. You got to give him kudos for that. Now, looking and diving deeper into Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid has scored 30 plus points in 9 straight games, which is a 76ers franchise record. And that includes the entirety of the month of March. He has not had less than 30 points since March 1st, since March hit. It's March 20th today, and this man has been on a tear. He's leading the league in scoring while shooting 54% from the floor. Keep in mind, this guy scores at all 3 levels. All his points do not come in from in the paint or at the post. A lot of the times he's doing that pick and pop. He's sizing players up at the top of the elbow and doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? And then even branching all the way out to the 3-point line. So you got to give him some credit there. And the man is the leading force on the 76ers. They don't have a chance at an NBA title without Joel Embiid. If he goes down, knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? They can kiss those championship aspirations goodbye. But as long as he's in that lineup, they have a chance because the way he's been playing, he's been on a tear. These guys are I believe they just had like a 6 or 7 game winning streak, and he's been dominated. Now, if we want to go ahead to compare him to Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid has been giving Jokic the business. And 7 times that they have matched up, Joel Embiid is 5-2. I know we gonna say, well, it's a team sport, things like that. I understand that, and that's fair. But at the end of the day, in the last meeting against the Joker in January, Joel Embiid dropped 45 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, and gave you 2 blocks. He showed up against a guy who many believe is better than him and won that game. And in the entirety of the series between the 2 stars, he's averaging 25 and 12. So you know what I'm saying? So these are the facts. These are the facts. These are some things we cannot argue. We could talk about, we could provide context and things like that, but we cannot argue with these facts. You know what I'm saying? And did we see Joker in his recent stretch of games? George Karl. Did we see Joker in his recent stretch of games? He was just on a 4-game losing streak to some of the bad teams in the NBA. He got blew out by Chicago. They took a L against San Antonio, who's at the bottom of the bottom. He took a loss against Toronto, who is well coached, but they have not produced at a level to compete with what his team has done all season long. And then they lost to a Nets team who's coached well. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have the team makeup of the Denver Nuggets. 4-game losing streak. I get it. He was putting up points, fine. But sometimes he overcome. Now we talking about being lazy and things like that, bad body language. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that. But what about Joker on a defensive end? When it comes down to any of these games that was played within this new calendar year, the man defense has been trash. And I get it. We all fall in love with the triple doubles, and we know the record. They pretty much unbeatable when Joker has a triple double in the box score. Very, very good. But there has to come a point to where we let Joker this season, where is the takeover effect? Because in many, many, many fourth quarters, I see Joel Embiid, especially in his last 9 games, take over in games and close games out. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Both players have their inefficiencies. No player is perfect. But to go ahead and say that this man he's lazy, his body language, things like that, I feel like he's speaking on things that was happening years and years ago. That's just me. That's why I feel it's disrespectful, because this guy's playing at an MVP level for 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? The guy, he got new players in. He had to go ahead and go through some tough losses, and he still came back, and he's been performing at an all-time level, producing, doing what the hell needs to be done to make sure that his team wins. I get it. Joker, excellent passer, excellent offensive talent. But what haunts him is his defensive talents. That's what haunts him. Joel Embiid is more well-rounded. I was a believer, and I would admit, I was a believer, and I was on Joker's side. But Joel Embiid this past 2 seasons, you cannot ignore. So when you say you turn on these games and you watching somebody that's lazy with bad body language, I don't know what the hell you watching. And I'm going to just keep it a buck. I don't know what you're watching, because at the end of the day, this man has been killing it. He's been doing his thing. And that's why I have Joel Embiid as the front runner for the MVP. We get, bro, some way, somehow, if this continues to the end of the season, Joel Embiid, he must be rewarded for his play this entirety of the season. He's playing more games. He's closing more games. He's been doing his damn thing. Now, y'all let me know in the comment box. Am I overreacting? Let me know. Just be flat out and I'll take it. But I don't believe I'm overreacting to go ahead and call somebody lazy, say they got bad body language, to say that they complaining and getting mad over things that no one understands. I believe that's far-fetched. And I believe that's on the line of being disrespectful, especially with how Joel Embiid has performed these last 2 seasons. So if you disagree, let me know in the comment box. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment box. Let's have a conversation down below. Y'all already know, though. If you like what you heard today, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me, C-Dub, Hayes, Steve-O, Big Kev, or any other contributor to this channel, go ahead and hit us up collectively at nbacentralshow@gmail.com, on Twitter at NBA Central Pod. If you want to go ahead and respond to what I'm talking about today, or if you got any other hot takes regarding the NBA, send us a voicemail or a text message to the number 773-270-2799. This is another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to the #1 place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.